Good morning, children. Welcome back with the next new session. So, in this session, we are going to discuss the lesson that we have started in the previous class, that is lesson number 9, Government from 6th class textbook. Lesson number 9, Government from 6th standard textbook. So, in the last class, we have discussed what government is. Okay, we have discussed the types of government. That means we have just named them, what the types of government are, what are the levels of government. Then we have discussed about the organs of government. So today in this session we are going to talk deep about the types of government. Okay, so firstly in the last class I have told that government are of two types. Okay, first is monarchy government and democratic government. First is monarchy government and second one is democratic government. I told that monarchy government means the government which is ruled by a single person. For example, a kingdom is ruled by a single king. Whatever decisions has to be taken, he is the only single person who takes the decision for the kingdom, isn't it? Then we have, for example, in the last classes we have seen that Ashoka was the king of the kingdom after the death of his father Bindusara, isn't it? Then that means it is an hereditary form. It is an hereditary. After the father, the next generation will be the next king for the kingdom, isn't it? Now whatever king's decision is, it has to be followed by the people who are living in the kingdom. Now whatever the king takes the decision, that has to give some or the other benefit or bring some welfare for the people, isn't it? Unless if there is no benefit or there is no welfare for the people, the decisions is of no use. So that is the reason why people in those days, when they were on kingdom, when there was monarchy kind of government, so people used to suffer because they could not talk or they could not speak about their problems, or they could not do if any wrong decision was taken by the king. Okay, so that is known as monarchy government. Monarchy, monarchy. Mono means single and archy means rule. This is what the monarchy government is. Now, in this monarchy government only, many kings, I mean mostly all the kings have power in their own hands. They did not share their powers. Okay, but Ashoka, he was one of the great king in Indian history. So he was a person who has shared his power to other people also, so that people could enjoy and express their problems. Okay, so that is the reason why Ashoka was very much famous. Okay, so this is about monarchy government. Now, democratic government. What democratic government is? Democracy means where we common people choose our own elected representative. We common people choose our own elected representative is about democratic government. Now, India is known for its democratic government, for its democracy. That means people are going to choose their own elected representative. Now, what is the process of choosing? Firstly, we choose our government by elections, by the system known as elections. What elections means? Elections means it is a task or it is a work that is taken place, okay, where number of people or number of groups participate to be the political leader for the country. For example, Congress, Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP. Okay, you can talk about YSR, you can talk about TDP. Okay, so all these are some other parties who are participating in the elections. Now, people before putting the vote for that particular party, they will think, is so and so party is going to bring any kind of welfare for us, or is going to bring any kind of development for the state or for the country. So that particular person is only chosen and he or she is going to win in the elections. So this is how the election takes place. Okay, now when the elections were all set up and everything is done, now the person, as he has promised that he is going to provide the service, like see some political party before the elections, they make some promises like, if I'll be the next leader of the state, so I am going to bring free electricity or free water supply, or I am going to reduce the prices of the petrol or reduce the prices of the rice, pulses and vegetables. See all these promises, no? So it is their duty to fulfill whatever the promises they have said. Okay, so this is what happens in democracy. Now, why democracy is We common people cannot go and talk to government. There should be one person or there should be one party or group of people who will be representing us. For example, 6th class. If any teacher calls 6th class students, so who shall come out? The class leader will be coming out. Now when the class leader come out, he or she is going to represent whole the 6th class in one. Whole 6th class in one. Okay, so not when the teacher calls 6th class student, now all the 6th class will not come. First priority is given to the class leader because he is going to represent whole of 6th class, isn't it? In the same way, when it is a problematic time or whatever it is situation says, if it is if it is state of Andhra Pradesh, so who is going to go from the Andhra Pradesh? The political party or the main person in the political party is going to address or going to represent the state on the behalf of the group of people living in that state. I hope you understood. This is what is known as democracy. Okay, the person who is representing is known as representative. Okay, now when I talk about elections, there are two type of elections. Okay, direct elections and indirect elections. Direct elections and indirect elections. Now, what direct elections is? We common people go and put vote for the person who is eligible. Eligible means the person who has qualities of bringing development for the country, who is going to look after the problems of the people, who is going to provide all the needs of the people. Such person is chosen as the political party. Understood? So this is what happens in elections. Okay, so that is called direct elections. Direct means we common people going to put the vote to which party we like. This is known as direct elections. So directly the people will be chosen there, whoever wins the number of votes. So whoever gets a lot of votes, they are the winner there. Okay, the second type of voting is indirect elections. Indirect elections. So now what happens in indirect elections is, we will not choose, but whom we have chosen earlier, they will choose. Now for example, direct elections, example for direct elections are MPs, MLAs are direct elections. Okay, so when it comes to indirect elections, the president, the prime minister, vice president, these people are known as the indirect elections. Now we people cannot go and select the president and the vice president, isn't it? Prime minister and all. So whom we have chosen as MLA and MPs, no, they will choose the next president and the vice president. So that is known as indirect elections. Okay, we have chosen MPs and MLAs, that is direct elections. These people will choose the persons as prime minister and president. So that is known as indirect elections. Okay, these are the type of elections. Now we'll discuss about what elections, like what is the procedure. Okay, firstly, elections has to be taken place once in every 5 years. Elections has to be taken place once in every 5 years. Then person who has attained 18 years of age is eligible to put a vote. Person who has completed 18 years of age is eligible to put a vote. He or she, when they complete the 18 years of age, what they have to do is, either they have to go to the municipal office or MRO office, whatever is near to them, they have to go there, provide their certificates like 10th mark register, okay, then 12th mark register, that means mark list, okay, their birth certificate, their Aadhaar card, okay, if required ration card. So all these documents they have to take to the municipal office or MRO office, and they have to enroll their name in the voting booth. Okay, that means in the voting place they want, so they will be getting a chance. So person who has completed 18 years of age. Children, previously it was 21 years of age. 21 years, person who has completed 21 years, they are eligible to put a vote. But now it was changed that person who has attained 18 years of age can put a vote. Then when we people go and put a vote, when the day of elections, when we go and put a vote, we should have the card which is provided by the government is known as voter ID card. Voter ID card. So that will be provided by the people, and we have to take that card and go for putting the vote. Understood? So every time we go and put a vote, after voting has completed, a kind of ink will be applied to the left hand index finger. This is called as index finger. So left hand index finger, ink will be applied, so that this person has completed his voting. So this person this person cannot go to any other place and put the same vote. So that is cheating, no, again. So this is what happens in elections. Okay. So we'll discuss the elections again in detail in the next part of the lesson, and also we'll discuss the rule of majority, and we'll discuss the parliamentary and presidency system. Okay, in the next part of the lesson. I hope you have all understood this part of the lesson very well. We'll meet up in the next upcoming class. Till then, bye children. Thank you. Have a nice day.